Hey everyone, today we are going to start with the first lesson, getting started with After Effects in just 7 minutes. Today we are going to learn all you need to know to get your feet wet with After Effects. So let's get started. When you open After Effects, the first thing you will see is this. As you can see, there are a lot of panels, tabs, sections, enough things to confuse anyone. But you don't need to know them all now. The first important thing is this, your project panel. This is where you will add your footage, audio, pictures, or any other assets. Even the composition that you will create will be visible here. So it is a good idea to label everything and organize your files using folders. Next, add the footage, right-click and import files. You can also simply drag and drop your footage to the project panel. Once you have added your footage, next step is to create a composition. Now, there are many ways to do this. One is to click on this new composition. You will get this composition setting panels. Name your composition. Select your preset. For now, let's keep it HDTV 1080-25. You can also change the frame rate, set the duration of the composition and hit OK. Another way is to click on this icon to create a new composition. You can also drag your footage to this composition icon and create a new composition with the footage already inside. Now here, this is your timeline. This is where you will be working with the footage. As you add more assets to it, another layer in the timeline will be created. You can also right click to add solid or shape layers. Let's add text. The T you see here is the text tool. Select it and type your text. Let's do I'm a pro. You can manipulate text using the character tab. Drag and position text. You can also align your text just like you do in Photoshop and Illustrator using the Align tab. Now this arrow you see here, when you click on it, you get transform. When you open it further, you get all the transformation properties. Anchor, position, scale, rotation, opacity. Most of the time, these are the properties that you will be using to create the work. You can also access the transform properties through shortcuts. P for position, A for anchor, R for rotation, S for scale, and T for opacity. Select the text layer, hit P for position. In After Effects, just like in Premiere Pro or Adobe Animate, the way you animate is by laying down keyframes. Let's take this playhead to 1 second mark and the stopwatch that you see beside P, click on it. Then you go to the 0 second and simply change the position value. Once you have put a keyframe, you don't need to hit the stopwatch again and again. If you want to have certain number of properties visible to you, you can use the Shift plus property shortcut. Now do Shift plus D for opacity. As you can see, it is a very stiff motion and looks boring. Let's improve it. Drag and select the keyframes, right click, Keyframe Assistant, Easy Ease. Better, right? To make it more awesome, we can go to this graph editor, select this, and drag to the side. Now graph editor is little advanced, which we will dive into later on. But see the motion. You can use this slider to zoom in and out of your timeline. Now we will do the same with opacity. Keyframe 100% at 1 second and at 0 second make it to 0. Hit space and play. Looking nice, right? Now, if you want to see all the keyframe properties, select the layer and hit U. It will show all the properties which are keyframed. Now this area is the work area. And you can drag it to 2 second, 3 second, 4 second if you only want to render out this portion. On the way to reduce the work area of the animation to be rendered is to put the playhead on the 5-second mark and hit N. And whatever is inside this work area will be the part which will be getting rendered. Now that our animation is done, it is time to render. There are a few ways to go about it. One is going to the composition menu, clicking on the add to render queue. You can also go to the file menu, export, add to render queue. Click here. You will get the panel like this. Select the format you want to render out in. You can click here if you want to render out with or without audio. The auto option currently won't render out any audio as no audio is there in the composition. And in case you have audio and you want to not render it out, you can turn the audio off. Hit OK. Here you can select where you want your output file to be saved. Now hit render and wait for the render to be completed. Yay! Now you're done. Thank you so much for joining me in this lesson, and I hope it helped you out. Let me know if there is any specific topic you want to learn more about.